Here in this question, this is a common data questions. This is a common data for two questions, and in this data, relation schema for three tables: passenger, on train, and train info. Three tables is given, and the first question is SQL query which retrieves names of passengers who boarded on train 2210 at least once. Here, passenger table passenger contains ID, in which ID attributes ID, name, age, and gender, in which ID is a primary key. And on train table contains ID, train number, and date, in which train number is a primary key. And train info contains train number from city to city, start time, and duration. These are the attributes in the table train info. And train number is a primary key for that table. And it is given that ID in on train is a foreign key in passenger. That means this ID is a foreign key which is referring to the attribute ID primary key, which is primary key in passenger table passenger. Here the question is we have to find the SQL query which retrieves the names of passengers who boarded on train at least once. So if you see options, option A, select P name, PID. Here we need only names of the passengers. But in option A, we are selecting both P name and PID. So we can simply eliminate this option. If you see option B, here select T dot name from passenger P on train T. Here we have to combine, we have to find the cross product of these two tables, because our required information is in table P, and we have to compare with the table on train. So we have to find the cross product of from these two tables, means it will find the cross product of passengers and on train table, and in that table it will filter the rows by which satisfy the condition P dot ID is equal to T dot ID, and train number T dot train number is equal to 2210. So here it is given that here we are selecting T dot select T dot name, where on train, where T is a table on train is renamed as T. If you see on train table, there is no name, attribute name in this table, so we can eliminate option B. And if you see option C, here select P dot name from passenger P on train T, where P dot ID is equal to T dot ID, and train number T dot train number is equal to 2210. This is the correct option. Why? Because it is selecting name, attribute name from passenger table, and it is finding cross product of passengers P and passenger and on train tables, and it is filtering based on the condition P dot ID is equal to T dot ID, and also T dot train number is equal to 2210. So we can say option C is the correct option. And the second question for the same data is in the second question we need to find the SQL query which calculates the number of passengers on train 2210 on 16th of January 2011. So for this one we need to find the SQL query. If we see options, option A, here it is finding sum on name. So we can eliminate option A. If we see option B, it is calculating sum on the ID. That means IDs are added, but we should not add, we should count the IDs from table on train, and train number must be equal to 2210, and date should be equal to 16th of January 2011. So if you see option C, here it is calculating the required information. Here the query is select count on ID. It will perform the count operation on ID attribute ID from the table on train, and where train number is equal to 2210 and date is equal to 16/11/2010. So here this is a, and here date should be 2011. Option C is 2011. This is not 2010, 2011. This is also this is train number. So this is 2210. This is right. Yeah, train number must be 2210 and date is 2011. So here we can say option C is the correct option.
Answer question. A DMA controller transfers 16-bit word to memory using cycle stealing. The words assembled from a device that transmits characters at a rate of 2400 characters per second. The CPU is fetched and executing instructions at an average rate of 1 million instructions per second. So the character transfer rate is 2400 characters per second and the rate of execution of instructions is 1 million instructions per each second. By how much will the CPU be slowed down because of DMA transfer when the characters are represented with 8-bit ASCII? So here how many we have to find out CPU slowdown, the percentage. So for 1 second how many instructions it is execute? 1 million. 1 million means 10 power 6 instructions. So 10 power 6 microseconds, 10 power 6 instructions. So 1 microsecond it will execute 1 instruction according to this pattern. So for 1 microsecond 1 instruction, let us see the transfer rate of the characters by the bus. 2400 characters per second it is transferring. That means bus is a 16-bit bus. ASCII characters are 8 bits. 8 plus 8 to 2 characters we can transfer. So for 2 characters to transfer how much time? Because for 1 second 2400 characters, for 2 characters to transfer it will be 2 by 2400. So it is 1 by 1200 into 10 power 6 microseconds, because we have to find it in microseconds. Okay, so then this will be equivalent to something like 833.3 microseconds. How much percentage is domains? For example, x percent, if you take x percent of 1 million instruction, 10 power 6 is equal to 833.3, then x is equal to 0.0833%. so this is the percentage of where CPU will be slowed down. So 0.833. So based on the answer of this, another question is depend, that is a linked question. How much more percent the CPU slow down when 32-bit words are transferred to memory using cycle stealing? So now here this is 32 bits. Earlier it was DMA transfer is taken, the bus size 16 bits. 16-bit words are transferred. Here 32 bits words are transferred. How much more percentage? Then we have to calculate the difference among the percentage we got in the previous question and this one. The solution will be like this. So 32-bit means, so we can generate 4 characters because each character is 8 bits. 8 into 4 is 32. So for 4 characters it will be 4 5 2400. This will become 1 by 600 into 10 power 6 microseconds. So this is equal to 1666.6 microsecond. So for x percentage of the time 1 million instruction, so this is equal to 1666.66. then x value according to this it will be 0.166666. so what is the difference? Difference is 0.166666 minus 0.833 like this, 0.8333 like this. So it will become 0.0833 only. Okay, so this is option C is the right option here.